or lovers or anything like that. And I love Mexico with all my heart. And I adore Diego more than my own life. I feel I am becoming a serious person. My name is Frida Kahlo. I was born in 1907 in a little village outside of Mexico City called Coahuila. In Mexico, it is believed that you are blessed to live and die in the same home. My father, a German Jewish immigrant, built La Casa Azul, where I was born and where I would die 47 years later. During the Mexican Revolution, there is no such thing as a Mexican, but a mestizaje. I was a mestizaje. What that is a combination of different things that are formed and fused together to create a unique expression. My life was a unique expression in my ethnicity and in my culture. When I was 7, my right leg was diagnosed with polio. It was my father, a photographer, who taught me how to ward off the children's teasing and encouraged me to join in everything that was unladylike. I learned to box, to wrestle, and everything else that a young woman should not do. Because I spent so much time lying in my physical hurt, my mind went astray. It wasn't until I was 16 years old that my life as I knew it would change forever. I was involved in an accident with a street trolley car. Onlookers say that a metal rod impaled my body, through my abdomen and out my vagina. They said that my screams drowned out all the sirens, and that as a worker came to straddle my body and take a rod from my body, that a worker's pail of gold dust was flailed all along my body. It was then I would be destined to the creative works of an artist. After the accident, I spent much time in bed. It was my father who brought me my first easel and my first canvas. It was then I began to paint. My first was a portrait for my lover, Alexandro, who was with me when I was in the accident. Though that love wouldn't conquer all, my painting did bring me to a very fateful meeting with the famous muralist Diego Rivera. As I saw him in my preparatory school, adorning the walls with his famous mural, I called down for him, "Diego!" As he came down to this little rotten girl, he then fell in love with what he saw in the painting. It was then I was encouraged to do so, and for my whole life I would paint. Though I would never be recognized for my work until I would pass. I was well known for a surrealist type of art, but what they did not know, that it was not surreal at all. Because what I would paint is what I felt from the tragedy of my 35-some operations I would have for the rest of my life. The 2 accidents in my life. 1, the streetcar trolley. And 2, Diego Rivera, which was by far the worst. I would remain fixated and obsessed with this man for the rest of my life, loving no one else. Yes, I would have a lover or 2, both men and women alike, but Diego would remain close to my heart. So as you look through my paintings, notice the history of the sages who came before me and who laid the footpath that we are all now on. My name is Frida Kahlo.